Kevan Gosper, a former Australian athlete, is actually the chairman of the IOC Press Commission. With him, we are going through these Winter Olympic Games to understand what are the conditions for the journalists here in Sochi. What about the condition of journalists in these games?
I think they are excellent. We had some difficulty on arrival that the accommodation was not ready, and that's because it's very difficult to build up the servicing requirements in a remote area in a greenfield site. But that was addressed. But for the working conditions in the main press centre, it's one of the best I've seen. The sub-press centres are excellent. The venue tribunes are first class. The competitive venues are some of the best I've seen in the world at a Winter Games. So I think the press are very happy once the accommodation was settled.
And regarding the future, don't you think that the journalists are expecting more and more from the next games?
Well, that's a bit normal. We always think if we have a certain standard that next time it will get better. But always there is a transfer of knowledge and information from one games to the next, which continues to contribute to an improvement. But I think here in Sochi, the Russians have set a very high standard. So the next time around, if Pyeongchang can maintain this standard, we would be very happy.
This is the last week of games. What do you think about the job that the journalists have done in these days?
Excellent. I think the reporting has been open, it's been uncensored, it's been very clear, and the media interest worldwide has been very high, both with written press and photography, and also the broadcasters. The broadcasting ratings in most of the countries that I've reviewed are all substantially up on before. So this means that there's great public interest in these Winter Games.
What is the best thing that you have seen in these games, looking also to the sport, the competitions?
The competition which was most exciting first was the hockey match between Russia and the United States, which went on to 9 sudden death playoffs. It was in the final favour of the United States, but the Russians played very well and still are to be contested in the final. And the race which excited me most was the men's biathlon for the Norwegian and the Frenchman to have exactly the same time, 0-0, 100th of a timing, and still to see the photo finish separated on the short length of a ski with the Frenchman leaning out. I've never seen anything quite like it.
What about how many people is here as journalists? How many people is working here? From your point of view, you can reach more and more journalists, more and more countries?
It's very hard to keep on increasing the number of journalists because there's a limit to what you can expect of an organising committee. So the journalist level here is sound. It's around 3,000. Altogether with journalists and broadcasters, there's about 13,000. I think that's about right.